Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS. And here we are approaching the big ending to our adventures in Usnatha. We are going to attend the ritual in a moment, but first we need to apply some longer lasting buffs on our characters. Because after the ritual, well, let's just say that we better be prepared for whatever might happen. And these longer lasting buffs are going to include some chaotic commands, some stone skins. Senashira still has her stone skins, but Imoen and Edwin can use some. Actually, we're going to summon Edwin's project image to dispense some buffs as well.
I shall go forth at your command.
And then can continue with the chaotic commands. Yeah, Edwin here is going to basically do the same thing we've seen quite a few times recently. Get some protection from fire, some spirit armors on Senashira and Kirinai.
Point the sword, and I shall strike.
We might even give protection from magic energy
I hear you well enough.
to Senashira. And the big difference this time is going to be this improved haste on Kirinai. And then the other improved haste that we're going to have is going to go to Senashira a little bit later. On our two main damage dealers, when it comes to physical damage, we're going to have them improved hasted. Because I feel like we might actually... we might have a use for this type of effect. Right, now let's get rid of this project image. Get chaotic commands on Edwin. And we're going to basically be ready here, so let us go in. Right, and the ritual is about to begin. Of course, we're going to witness all that is to come. And basically, there's quite a few different situations that you can end up in when it comes to the ritual, and quite a few outcomes. And I'm going to elaborate on them in a little bit. But first, let's let the ritual just proceed. All preparations have been made. It is time for the ritual to begin. In moments, the Drow will stand supreme with House Despana first among them. Ensure nothing disturbs my casting. When the demon appears, do not interfere. Mistakes from any of you will earn you a quick death and eternal torment. Now, I shall begin. Alright, so she's going to be casting for a little while, and don't mind me just using some of my own spells here. Do not concern yourselves with that. And there we go. Here's a lesser demon lord. I have come. You have wrested me from my plane, Darkling. Have good reason, or I shall take my price in Darkling blood. I have good reason, Lord of the Nether Pits. I beseech you to aid the Drow cause in the war against our hated surface cousins, to carve their pale flesh. And what manner of tithe would you offer me for such a deed, Darkling? What manner of payment warrants my aid? I offer you these, Lord of Fiends, eggs of a silver dragon, a self-righteous creature of light, yours to do with as you please in return for your aid. Foolish Darkling, do you think I would be taken in by such a simplistic deception? I... Well, what do you mean, O Dark Lord? They are false, Darkling. I would take such a tithe, were it real, but now you have offended me. Perish, little Darkling woman. Loth, protect your faithful. Boom. How dare you call me forth? How dare you tempt me with eggs of hated silver, but then deceive me? I am tempted to raze this city to ashes. Hold, demon. I am the daughter of the one who has summoned you, and I have the eggs that you seek. I offer them to you as the tithe. Now he's going to be pretty amused by that. A great joke has been played on you, daughter Darkling. The eggs you hold are also false. Veldrin, what have you done to me? The ball child has murdered you, Darkling daughter. Most amusing it is. Come now and be murdered. I will find you and eat your beating heart. Yeah, it will do nothing but die, and hopefully you will know that it was Senashira that beat you too. So, there we go. It seems there are no actual dragon eggs to be had. A pity. Unless there is a better offer, I shall depart. And here, as you can see, we can either remain silent or just tell him to go away. If we were evil aligned, we would have the option of giving him the real eggs. And then we would be able to ask him for a boon, I guess. And there we would have a couple of options, and the only one that would be successful would be a request for a magical item. And in such a case, he would be able to give us a halberd +4 called Black Mist. And there's nothing really special about it. It's just +4 enchanted and has some casts of blindness on it. So it really pales in comparison to like Dragon's Breath that we got in the Underdark, for example. But you know, since we are good aligned, we don't even have that option. And now this ritual is about to end, and I would like to just talk about some of the other outcomes. If you're in a situation where it's either Matron Ardulus that has the real eggs or Feyre. So for example, if you double-crossed Feyre and in front Mother Ardulus and she has still the real eggs, you know, you didn't do the egg swap. And like Feyre has the real eggs, for example, if you did the egg swap but gave Feyre the real eggs, you are going to have to, if you want to save the real eggs, you are going to have to interrupt the ritual before this demon is even summoned, because once the conversation with him starts, they are going to give him the real eggs. And even after you kill this demon, because there is a fight in such a situation possible with him, even if you kill him, the eggs are going to be tainted by his evil touch, and you know, that basically is going to mean that we have failed in our quest, and Adelon is going to be pretty mad at us, and we would have to fight her if we wanted to get out of the Underdark. And but you know, since we did the double bamboozle here, we have this ending conversation. Unless we like manually attacked the demon when we sometimes had a moment of control in between these different parts of this whole event, there is not going to be a fight with him for us here. But he appears as a very daunting opponent, actually, because he is an absolute exception when it comes to one thing about him. Generally, he's not that tough at this point in the game. You know, especially with SCS, he has some abilities, like he has Wail of the Banshee, so protecting yourself with Death Ward is absolutely necessary. He has Symbol Stun, I think. He can paralyze at will, and he has some other spells, like he has True Sight, actually, and some other stuff. He has very good physical stats, where he can kind of wreck you in melee combat. He also has 90 magic resistance, and he is immune to fire, and I think resistant to acid. But the most important thing about him is that you need +5 enchanted weapons to hit him, and he is one of the absolute exceptions in the game when it comes to that, because normally when you have some very notable creatures, some kind of boss-like opponents, they usually require +4 weapons, but there are, to my knowledge, only 3 creatures in the whole game that require +5, and it's him. The other one is the Demi Lich that comes from the deck of many cards, and that's something for way later. And yeah, we've encountered liches and not Demi Liches yet, and that's something completely different. And then the third one is basically the final Ascension fight, but if you go with the intended mechanics in that fight, then you weaken that character, and then she is going to be susceptible to even +3 weapons. So really there are only 2 creatures in the whole game that require +5, and in our situation here, we would, you know, we have Karsamir, but we have no paladin to wield it, but we would be able to hurt him with the improved Mace of Disruption, because that one hits as +5, so Anomen would be able to wield it quite effectively against this demon. Then the Sling of Everard, also the default bullets that it generates are +5 enchanted, and if we had chosen Energy Blades as Anomen's, for example, high-level ability, we would have been able to, you know, choose that as a spell and use them against him. But in our situation, basically what we would do is just have Anomen wield the improved Mace of Disruption, and then Jaheira probably aid him a little bit with the Sling of Everard, and we would be able to kill him. He's not that special once you figure out like what the deal about him is. But I remember on my first ever playthrough, I think I wanted to try and attack him, and you know, I couldn't hurt him with anything, and I kind of figured that maybe you are not even supposed to be able to kill him, but Yeah, it is possible. It's just that he is really, really unique when it comes to his weapon immunities. But anyway, since we did the double bamboozle here, we're just going to go with it, and might even be so bold as to talk back to him. And yeah, now is the last part. And basically what comes here is our escape through from Usnatha. And as the imp servant of Adalon said, we will not have too much time. And normally in the unmodded game, it is no problem. You have plenty of time to just walk back to the entrance of Usnatha. You know, none of the Drow are going to immediately know what has happened. So it's going to be fine. However, with SCS, that time frame is much, much shorter. And if we haste here, and we are going to haste, but if we haste here and like move immediately, we would be able to get to basically that entry platform before they go all hostile. But I'm going to give them a little bit of a handicap, and we are going to just apply some final spells here and give them a round or two to prepare for what's to come. So they should ambush us and become hostile somewhere in the middle of our route, I think. But anyway, what also is notable to mention here is that whenever you install the improved Drow component of SCS that improves many of the Drow encounters and Drow as a whole, there's also a variation, like 2 other options that you can go for when it comes to improving the defenses of Usnatha. And that's kind of called the Siege of Usnatha part of that component. There are 2 versions of it. But basically what it attempts to do is to simulate that, you know, if you attack the city, if you are revealed, you are supposed to be facing off against a whole Drow city. You know, of course, you know, some of their armies are already like busy mobilizing somewhere else to, you know, mount that attack on the surface and whatnot, but still, it's a Drow city. So this encounter is designed to be pretty much impossible to complete, although, you know how it is with like impossible in games. And I might record a separate episode where we do all this, but actually with like full pre-buffs and like all of the components that I have installed with basically the maximum install of SCS, it probably is close to impossible. But I guess in a different situation when you already have been through Watcher's Keep, you know, you are higher level, have some good equipment, it's going to be a fun challenge. So I might record a separate episode where we kind of and you know, also depends on your like party composition and whatnot. So I might record something like that just to showcase the whole fight. But basically what it does is that once the Drow are hostile, every couple of rounds groups of Drow are going to keep spawning around you, kind of to simulate the like Drow reinforcements are arriving at the battlefield. And basically it's either 4 rounds for the easiest groups, the 5 rounds for like more advanced groups, and 10 rounds I think for the most advanced groups that have like Ballers with them and high level mages, and there are going to be like 2 matron mothers that over the course of that whole encounter in the later stages of it approach as well. So it's quite fun. But anyway, for us here it's also going to be pretty fun because we should get, you know, ambushed by them kind of in the middle of our route, I think, outside of the city. And then, you know, we are going to have some of these groups spawn, and we're going to have, of course, the inhabitants, the Drow, like on our way also go hostile. And, you know, there's that Overseer Handmaiden on the platform, that slave trader with the beasts, he is a mage. And, you know, so this should be really fun. And we'll see how it turns out. But anyway, first let's loot Matron Mother Ardulis, and she has some good loot. Here we have the real eggs. We have some goodies from her. Then we have the Ring of Spell Turning, and it only offers us minor spell turning, but anyone can use that, so you can have a fighter of some sort with minor spell turning active. It can have some uses. And this is the Gorgon Plate. Yeah, Gorgon Plate +4. It offers a decent armor class and some like fire and acid resistance, but it's like not specialized enough, you know. If you want fire resistance, you're going to go with like Firkrag's armor, and the acid resistance only 15%. It's difficult to stack it with like some other stuff to really get some value out of it. You know, if it was like, you know, 50% acid resistance only, you know, then we would be talking about a useful piece of loot, but as it is, it's not that great. Alright, so here's Ferae and all of the quest items that she had. I'm going to just take the Sverfneblin helmet for a second. And we could use Solofine's Piwafi cloak here in the Underdark, but we're about to leave the Underdark actually. Now we are going to go straight for the surface, or almost go straight to the surface. So anyway, here I know we had some level ups, but we're going to do that afterwards. And we're going to haste everybody. Anomen is going to apply his blade barrier, and Edwin is going to improve haste Senashira. Alright, and here we can quickly apply some spell immunities to Abjuration. And Edwin needs one. Alright, and now we go, go, go! So yeah, they don't know what's going on just yet. Anyway, of course I'm not going to teleport anywhere, I'm just going to go as you're intended to go. This mage, I don't think he's going to go hostile in time. Well guys, I think I'm going to hang out here. Okay, now they go hostile. Now this is it. Alright, so some of these groups of Drow are going to start spawning. There's going to be some lag spikes indicating when they spawn, but now we have to fight our way through the rest of this place to go outside, and we're quite near the exit. We could just kind of like run out. Alright, now there was a little lag spike. We could just run out, but I am going to hang around here on this platform for a little bit and just have some fun with the Drow. Right, so the merchants are hostile, this overseer handmaiden, this slave trader wizard with the beasties is up there somewhere, but actually let's just quickly get rid of this overseer handmaiden, and she has... It's going to be pretty impossible to like track all of their pre-buffs here, but from the animation we see that she has physical mirror, so we're not going to use ranged weapons on her. Instead we're going to just kill the other Drow. Alright, so the one of these groups from the defenses of Usnatha or siege of Usnatha component has already spawned behind us. So actually what I might do is kind of give them a little firestorm, I think, maybe on this kind of passage. Maybe we can have Senashira to hold them off there, because she's protected against fire. But we have to make some space for her to pass. Right, so how is this handmaiden doing? She's badly injured. Only Jaheira is really on her, but that should be fine. Alright, we have another mage here, and I think what we might do is have Edwin cast a normal remove magic in there and see what we can do about this dude. We need to focus our attacks here. Right, the handmaiden is near death. This firestorm is not going to be that effective. I should have aimed it a little bit down south, but I didn't want to hurt my own guys. But anyway, that's not too bad. We need to be healing as it's required. I think we're going to switch to melee weapons on Kirinai and try out, really put this Bone Blade +4 to the test here. She hasn't been able to really soak that blade in blood too much yet, but now with 9 attacks in melee she should be pretty fearsome, and with that 21 strength. Alright, so here let's take care of our western flank here. Alright, now Kirinai is really making use of her weapons there. Alright, how are you doing, dude? What do you have? You don't even have any... Alright, you do have mantle now. Let's just try to use normal remove magic. Alright, there's also some Drow near the exit that try to cut us off. I think we're just going to keep healing with Kirinai. Leave Anomen here to kind of take care of them. They do have a priestess, but I don't think that should be that big of a problem. Right, this remove magic was not effective actually, so Edwin, let's have a little backup here. Try to aim it somewhere that he's going to be affected by. We still have our two sequencers, but I want to kind of save them for a little bit later. Alright, our blade barrier has expired. Let's actually take care of that priestess first. Alright, the mage is dead. Alright, let's focus our attacks here. And I think we even have a round or two of respite here. Might actually check and loot some of the potions. I think that Overseer Handmaiden had 2,000 gold that we gave her to appease her, but not going to be able to have much use of that coin now, huh? Right, you know what? Actually, since we have a little bit of a downtime, this is a kind of a risky move, but I kind of want to go to that slave platform, and there was another handmaiden there. And we still have our improved haste active. That's what's really making making us succeed here, is that improved haste on some of our... Okay, there was a little lag spike. I think another group spawned somewhere around us. But that's what really, you know, puts us over the edge when it comes to our physical damage. You know, the fact that we can dish out so much damage with our two main damage dealers. Alright, they are just called Drow. This one, I think, should be a priestess. Yeah, this one is a priestess of Loth. She actually doesn't have too much stuff on her. Let's just see how this situation develops. Alright, there, I think this one should be a moderately high-level mage, and we're probably going to use our spell sequencer of him on him, but let's kind of reposition a little bit and just send Senashira in there. Let's use our sequencer here. Boom. And not allow him to cast any spells. He did get a spell thrust off on Imoen, but I think her spell immunities to abjuration expired anyway, so this is not going to do too much. Let's actually have some mirror images on our mages to protect them when we have some spare rounds. We don't need any remove magics at this point. We have things under control here. We can just kind of focus our attacks. Senashira is fine on her own here on the eastern flank. Alright, so we have one more spell sequencer with triple remove magic left. And we're just going to take care of these slaving scum. Oh man, this guy is tough. Alright, later, dude. He was stunned by our Kuotoan bolts. Alright, let's just see. There was always like a group of spiders here. Yeah. Let's kill them as well. Alright, another group spawning. We should get going, kind of. We should start evacuating now. Alright, Senashira is kind of stuck up there, but we have Kirinai with... do you have your improved haste? Okay, the improved haste on Kirinai has expired, which is a little bad. Let's try to have her use some ranged weapons. Let's see what we can scavenge here. Oh yeah, I kind of wanted to... I think these are the stunning bolts. We can actually use some of their own bolts here against them, but there's only 5 of them. I'm not sure if it's even worth it to switch, because once she runs out of these bolts, she's going to resort to her default, like, fire tooth projectiles. Alright, our haste in general expired. That's not good. Alright, and we're kind of spread out because Senashira went up there to... Why are you there? Holy Kirinai. She must have chased some drow, I think, down there, and I didn't even notice. Alright, let's... Okay. Senashira's improved haste has also expired, so now we really need to get going. Let's actually have Senashira retreat. We need to bunch up a little bit. We need to haste again. And during that final haste, we need to kind of get out of here. Alright, you don't have anything else. Let's just try to scavenge something useful here. Might get some of these potions of heroism, some potions of healing. Alright, we're going to sort that later. Now let's group up. And I think we should have a moment to reapply some stuff. You can get another blade barrier. And then I think you can apply some iron skins.
Yes?
And Senashira, after this haste goes off, let's have Globe on Senashira and get some spell immunity to Abjuration, so that she doesn't get dispelled.
What is it?
Alright, and everyone else, let's go. For a little bit more fighting. Alright, there was a little bit of lag indicating that another group must have spawned. Oh yeah, and here they come. They do have a priestess with them and probably a wizard. I think that should be that medium type of group. Yeah, quite a few of them there.
Righteousness shall prevail.
And some of them spawn kind of like in these slave cages. Limits their movement a little bit, but I think there's no wizard with these ones, so we're kind of safe for now. Let's just clear out these guys. Well, I kind of want to kill this guy in the cage as well. But with Senashira being alone here, I'm not sure how much damage we're going to have. Now that our improved hastes have expired, we don't have that many attacks. And as you can see, they have actually quite good physical stats. They're quite difficult to hit, some of these Drow. Even with our like prime physical damage beasts like Kiranai, she still sometimes misses these warriors here. Alright, now we really need to start going. I'm sorry, Drow in the cage, I'm going to have to leave you there. But we should not really push our luck here. Alright, there's going to be some of them on our way. Yeah, they have some HP, they have some armor class. Alright, some of them approaching from behind, and there is a wizard with them. Alright, let's kind of keep moving. Let's try to bunch them up, and I think now to slow them down and apply some damage, let's actually have this earthquake and another firestorm. Let's try to cut them off a little bit in this like narrow choke point, and perhaps we are going to be able to be like moderately successful with that. Let's have Senashira kind of to occupy this wizard's attention. It seems like he doesn't have any physical protections. Right, remove magic on Edwin. Let's have Edwin. You're not hasted, Edwin, for some reason. Alright, this remove magic might be... Okay, it's not devastating, fortunately. It is not devastating, alright, and we have to get Senashira out of there because our own earthquake is going to be able to hurt her. We have badly injured Drow and uninjured. Let's try to finish off the badly injured one. Right, our range damage can go on to that wizard. Let's try to interrupt him. Yeah, he didn't have any protections. Alright, and have fun in that firestorm over there. You know what? I really want to finish her off with some range damage. Oh, there's another group of them in there. Okay, now we have kind of overstayed our welcome here. Let us proceed south. Now this is no joke, no laughing matter here. Another group of them to the west. Alright, now they have some more powerful guys with them. And I think for that wizard we are going to use our last sequencer. Let's just kind of position ourselves a little bit better. Let's use our triple remove magic sequencer over there. Alright, it was successful. Let's try to eliminate this mage. Oh, actually, there's one guy already on us here. Come on, Sinishra, you can get to him. Alright, boom. So I think the biggest danger has been eliminated. Now let's use our range damage to interrupt that priestess. And I think Senashira might be able to throw in a cloud kill in there. Now, Animan, let's like pre-buff you a little bit. Let's use some of your personal buffs that I always neglect for the interest of time. And make you more effective. Alright, so have fun standing in there. Now there's a hold person coming onto Edwin. Let's try to get him out of trouble here. Alright. That's cool. Wow, there's quite a few of them bunched up there. And basically our last resort, what we can resort to do, is to escape the city. Some of them are going to follow us outside, but the gates are going to close and there's not going to be any further Drow streaming. So if we feel we are going to be overwhelmed, and I'm going to do that soon, we're just going to leave. Okay, but for now, let's focus our damage. Yeah, because as you can see, without some more improved hastes, I guess, we just are not going to have enough damage to really take care of the continuous stream of these Drow approaching. Let's actually try a Holy Smite. This might damage someone out there. Of course, that does not bypass magic resistance, but they are quite bunched up over there. Okay, Kiranai is getting kind of damaged over here. And lag indicates another group of them spawning. Let's try to interrupt. Oh my god. Did you see that lag spike? I think that means that some of their better guys have arrived. And that is our cue to leave here. So goodbye, Usnatha. It was fun. But I've had enough of you. Pesky Drow. And before they follow us out, let's just try to position ourselves properly. Alright, there they go. Oh my, look at the amount of them here. Oh my god! Okay, I might have really... Just look at the amount of these guys. I might have really overstayed my welcome over there. And Senashira is right in the middle. I think we need to resort to some improved mantle over there and try to use your physical... She's not going to be able to reach this priestess, and she has physical mirror. And now is when some serious remove magics... Oh, and Edwin is out of his. Now some serious remove magics would be really welcome. And yeah, Senashira is going to continue with her remove magic soon. Right, there's another priestess that I think she might be able to reach, and now we really need to kind of focus our damage. Alright, there's a wizard. Let's see if he has any protections. I don't think we're getting a message that he does have any protections, and there's also a remove magic coming our way, and this might... Okay, I don't think it was effective. We need to keep healing Kiranai, she's kind of in danger. Alright, Edwin can renew some protections. He's not going to be able to use remove magics anyway. And let's try to get this mage here. I think once we have only like melee guys left, we should be able to... survive. Alright, Flame Strike on Edwin is not going to do anything because he has mirror images now, just in time. And I think that mage has died. Now let's focus our fire. Is anyone injured here from these guys in range of Jaheira? This guy is near death. Anomen is in a really bad position. Let's try to have him use Armor of Faith. Alright, that succeeded. He is going to get damaged by some of these guys soon, probably. Let's try to interrupt that priestess if we can. Alright, there's another mage on us. Try to remove magic again, Imoen. And I think we're going to also use remove magic now on Senashira. She should be able to cast now. Alright, just to remove their buffs and perhaps reach some of their wizards, priestesses, and whatnot. I think this one priestess has lost her... No, she is still here. Our remove magic was not effective on her. Anyway, there is this badly injured priestess somewhere in that crowd. You know, this is when you would really want to unleash some sick firestorm, but we're out of our spells that bypass magic resistance. Even like Blade Barrier would be so effective here. We only have Bolt of Glory, which is not a good choice because it takes a whole round to cast. In the course of that round, Anomen is going to be able to do much more damage with his physical attacks. Anyway, I think Imoen's remove magic... did you manage to cast that? Imoen was breached. so she's kind of vulnerable right now. Yeah, she did cast that remove magic and it was just not effective. We need to kind of get Imoen out of there and reapply some protections when we have the chance. And let's check that mage. Let's actually detect traps to maybe get rid of his mirror images. And perhaps we're going to be able to get through to him, unless he has some mantles or protection from magic weapons. Alright, that one priestess was finished off by Senashira, finally. There's also one barely injured. Let's focus our attacks on her. And Jaheira, can you get... Okay, Jaheira and Animan should focus fire in their attacks.
I'm busy, okay? I'm busy.
We need to also keep healing with Kirnai, but once this guy's illusions are dispelled. Alright, there they go. Now we can heal, and let's see if we can get through to him. Alright, he is stunned by our cool bolts, I think, and now we need to switch to our Kuotoan bolts. And keep doing that if you can. Alright, he wasn't stunned. I thought for a second that... I don't know what I was thinking. For a second I thought that he was just standing in place instead of doing his cast. But he fired Greater Malison, it's not a big concern. And yeah, she must have, Imoen must have ran out of her Drow stunning bolts a while ago.
What is it?
Right, I think Senashira has finished off her other target. This guy's injured, but I think he is out of range. He cannot reach us. Let's just try to... Okay, this one is injured. Perhaps we can finish her off. That seems to be a priestess. Alright, so this guy actually does have some protections. The mage we're trying to kill here. And he has either minor globe or globe. And I really don't know what his protections are, and from the animations here it seems like that's his only thing. Doesn't seem like he has any spell turning or spell shields or anything like that. So I think what we are going to be able to do is secret word and then unleash a breach from Imoen. And in the meantime, let's attack this other guy.
Speak.
Alright, Imoen, Jaheira and Animan. Alright, now this is going to be tough. Jaheira's iron skins have been depleted, and she can't really reapply them here. And it's really a question of either healing her or using Armor Faith, but I think while her health situation is still decent, let's try to apply some quick mitigation that's going to last for a while, and basically over the course of the next rounds it's going to decrease the incoming damage on her, and then we might heal her with a Rod of Resurrection from someone else. We'll see how that is going to go. Right, she is getting... Okay, she was interrupted. Right, Animan is here. We have this badly injured Drow. Let's focus our attention on him, and let's give this Rod of Resurrection to Senashira. And Senashira is going to use that heal on Jaheira so that we don't lose her. Alright, so this Drow should be dispelled, this Drow wizard. Let's now breach him. Where is he? Did he go invisible again? It's kind of... It would take a little bit too long, I think, to... Yeah, he did use Shadow Door. I don't want to spend too much time reading the combat log, just so that we don't lose, too much time, so that it's not too boring, but, in a situation like that, you would like to, ideally, pay some attention to the combat log and analyze what's going on in greater detail. But here we see that he used Shadow Door. We need to get him out of invisibility and then use Breach, because I think that Spell Thrust did land on him. So we have that going for us. Just don't know where exactly he is. He was heading north, so perhaps Kirnai is going to be able to get to him. Alright, in the meantime... Oh, did he just change directions? That's another... Looks like kind of like a Drow priestess, I think, having like improved invisibility. Let's try to quickly attack her and see what's going to happen here. Alright, Animan needs a heal. This one priestess over there has Sanctuary, doesn't really matter. In such a crowd, it really doesn't matter that we can't attack her. We have plenty of other targets. And Animan, if you could quickly Casting True Seeing is not going to do us any good here. It's going to take too long, and there's too much likelihood of being interrupted. But maybe a chant here. It might debuff some of our opponents here and give us a little boost, especially now that we are fatigued, now that our haste has expired.
Yes?
And also, Senashira needs to renew her protection from magical weapons because she is getting quite badly damaged. We're going to have to remember to heal her. Right, are we getting to this guy? We do. Right, so we can just keep attacking him. Right, so we should be okay down there in the southern flank.
What is it now?
Right, he is... Anomen is not even casting, I think, yet.
At your command. Point the
Let's
sword,
actually
and I shall
just try to
strike.
heal him whenever we can.
I hear
Right,
you
now we
well
need to focus our attacks. I think this Drow priestess just needs to go. And it is time for her to go. Alright. Imoen, you need to not be ready for this breach. I'm not sure... Oh, you do have one more remove magic. Alright, that's a mistake. She doesn't have any more stone skins, but she does have mirror images, and we need to protect her. I was keeping her ready to cast a quick breach on that other mage we were working on, but in this situation, you know, we can't really hang on to that kind of plan, where it's clearly not going to work there. Alright, that Drow has retreated. Let's just get rid of that fighter near Imoen. We really need some combat boosts here to
What is it? Speak.
to make our team here in the north more effective, and we need to apply some oils of speed if we can. Jaheira's health situation is good. She should be able to use it. She wasn't using any abilities in like recent times, and Senashira also can use that. At least normal haste on them
stand amongst the righteous.
should be cool. That priestess, I think, just died, so that's very nice. And I see a badly injured... Okay, he is out of our reach. This, or she, can't really see. But yeah, now the normal haste is up. We are going to try to apply some oil of speed on Anomen as well in a second. And Imoen is going to need to heal soon. And Kira and I can heal already. Let's try to interrupt that guy down there. Alright, Anomen needs to heal. Jaheira needs to heal. And keep fighting.
Yes?
Alright, we have a badly injured and injured Drow over there. Here we had some spell, Emotion Hopelessness, but we still... Alright, Imoen does not have Chaotic Commands, but everyone else should have all of their protections for such stuff. So that's still cool. Right, can you attack Edwin? He has a full set of protections. He could tank for a little bit.
What is it?
Alright, also now, can you do something? Okay, you can heal yourself. You still have that... Is that an icon? Yeah, that's the protection from magic weapons. Is still active. Should be active for like one more round. Let me just observe this situation down here. Oh, Kiranai, come on. You can hit him. Alright, finally he was finished. Not before summoning this Ogre Berserker, our favorite type of enemy from Baldur's Gate 1. But anyway. Here we cannot spread our attacks like that, guys. We need to focus fire.
I shall
Right,
go
there's
forth at your
like...
command.
Speak.
All of them are pretty much fully
Point the
healed.
sword, and I shall strike.
I could summon the Deva here, perhaps, and have her help, but... I kind of think I should hold off on using high-level abilities for later, although the Siege of Usnatha, this battle could, like, certainly it would be warranted to use some high-level abilities here, but let's still hold off on them. You know what, just switch to a staff, so you're harder to hit, and just stay there, Edwin. You're not going to do much work with your puny sling anyway. Right, I think we might have a little moment here to apply this oil of speed on Anomen.
I hear
Can you?
well enough.
Can you? Okay.
What is it?
There you go, dude.
Yes. Speak.
Alright, actually a stupid Ogre Berserker can die to a death spell, but... Well... Actually, I think I am going to use a death spell. They should not be able to... There's no mages left, I think, so they shouldn't be able to, like, have any better summons. I was about to say that we can just, you know, use any offensive magical spells on him, and it would be fine. Alright, I think Kirinai is going to also get an Oil of Speed. And help our melee team up there. And perhaps Imran is going to be able to stun someone there with our nice bolts. Alright, cool. I think we should have the situation under control somewhat. Also now you might be able to apply your Armor of Faith, Jaheira. You need to heal. Alright, and I think we should be kind of in the clear. Also, you ran out of your bullets, but your damage doesn't matter anyway. You suck, Edwin, when it comes to attacking. Alright, I think we should be fine now. If we just focus fire our attacks, finish off the injured ones first. Yeah, we're getting through them. Here, there's a badly injured one for you, Jaheira. Alright, this complete, like, crowd, this traffic jam, and there's a skeleton warrior we could remove with a death spell, and we still have our Skull of Death, so we might give that to someone. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a sucky version of a skeleton warrior, like a lower level version. You can see from the look of him that he's not anything that we should be concerned with. All right, now we're just thinning the ranks. We're going through them pretty effectively. We should be in the clear, out of the danger zone for sure. The danger zone.
You shall suffer my wrath.
I am ready.
Jaheira, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy over there.
Righteousness shall prevail.
Oh, you walk up fast. Yes.
Okay, whew. Later, dude. Later, dude.
What is it?
Alright, so that is the aftermath. Look at all of these corpses. I have really stayed in Usnatha for a little too long there on that slave platform, and allowed too many of these groups to spawn for sure, but we made it. We made it. We managed to kill all of these guys, and this is going to be a really long episode. So before we loot some of this stuff and proceed back to Adelon with her eggs that we managed to save, and before we say our final farewell to Usnatha here in front of the gates, I'm going to cut this episode here. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you next time.